Cello, cello, cello! Stacy the Black Feather Intuitive. Welcome to another weekly Dream Team Oracle reading for the week of November 11th. So happy you're here. One quick thing before we dive on into our dream team and see what they have to say. I want to announce that my Your Year in Preview service that I offered last year was such a huge success, and people have been asking me about it already, that I'm going to do it again this year. It is only between December and January. So December 1st to January 31st can you get this reading, and it is a month-to-month tune-in of your year to come. So if you want to know what's coming down the pipes for you in 2020, keep your eyes peeled for a link to book your Year in Preview session. Okay, let's call in all the archangels, ascended masters, creature teachers, highest guides, light beings, elementals, loved ones in spirit. Come on into this space to give us the clarity and guidance that we all need this week to live our highest and best week and to have this week rock. Let's just say that, because last week didn't rock so much. I am feeling Tarot of Dreams today, Ciro Marchetti, and let's see what we got. Ooh, the Death card, one of my favorites. It's all about change and transformation. So what I'm feeling is this week in particular, there's going to be a lot of upheaval, a lot of chaos, and it actually ties into last week's reading. I think we talked about there was a preparatory energy to stuff that was coming up, and it was important to sort of surrender and move through. This is very much what I was picking up on. Lots of change, lots of transformation. And don't freak out because it's a, sort of a darker image. What this is talking about is things need to come to an end in order for you to make room for new beginnings. And I'm feeling like I'm hearing a shift in tradition and a shift in trajectory. This week is going to give you the opportunity to make serious changes around systems and processes that are no longer effective for where you want to go. This is work-related, career-related, but this is also in every aspect of your life. Let's talk about family dynamics for a moment. Family dynamics often run on a system, and sometimes the system works well. We all have our roles that we tend to play in a family, but sometimes when you're breaking out of your role, you're growing, you're transforming. You're growing out of that role, and your family members sometimes balk at that. They're not quite clear about, well, who is this person that you're becoming? What is this? What does this look like? This doesn't fit in with the story that I need to tell myself about you and about my life in general. You're kind of upset in the apple cart. What's going on? So I'm feeling like this week it's about reviewing, observing the changes that are happening, also taking advantage of the fact that, okay, maybe this system is no longer working, or maybe the system needs to be tweaked a bit in order for us to be able to move forward and get to where it is that we want to go. I'm also feeling, I'm getting a lot of family stuff this week for whatever reason. Family dynamic, feeling like the energy of emotions running high. Feeling the energy of miscommunication being something that is very easy to fall into. So I want to say to you, be cautious and careful of the words that you're using, especially around what it is that you're trying to say, and transforming the energy. That's what I'm hearing, transforming the energy. So with the Death card, it really is about using your knowledge, your intuitive knowledge, your inner guidance to transform the knowledge so that it's received in a way that is productive for both parties involved, or all parties involved. Lots of family dynamics going on, lots of situations where miscommunication can happen. So it's important for you to transform the energy of the situation and the circumstance to suit the direction that you want it to go. I'm also hearing manifest. So this has nothing to do with the Death card, and yet apparently today everything to do with the Death card. When you find yourself in a situation where there's heavy communication and there's a potential for a miscommunication, you want to take a moment and visualize, picture, imagine the highest possible outcome. You want to imagine what you want to see out of this outcome, and you want to see the highest and best for you as well as the other person or other people involved. Take a second to visualize it. It only takes 5 seconds really for us. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So you don't have to agonize over it. It can be just like the picture at the end where you're like, celebration, woohoo, we're all happy and we're embraced in a hug. Or, yay, I got the thing that I needed. Or I got the schedule shifted and it didn't cost me hordes and gobs to shift the flight or whatever it happens to be. Visualize the happy outcome. And that's what you will manifest, because you're shifting up the energy to move in that direction. Change and transformation, it doesn't happen to us. It happens through us and for us. And this is a week for all of us to really step into our own power around that, owning the fact that you can change your life. And I know this sounds pie in the sky sometimes, but it is true. We have the ability to access the energies around us and to shape and shift them in whatever direction we need them to be. So don't lose sight of your power. This is an opportunity for you in terms of death of the old to let go of that idea that life is happening to me and I just have to accept what's coming and be a victim. No, it's okay, I accept what is. And now with this energy that I've got in front of me, what do I want to do with it? Where do I want to go with it? What direction do I want to point it in to work towards my highest and best? So don't give up your power, step in your power. That's what the death card is about. Releasing systems and processes that aren't working anymore and stepping fully into okay, where do I want to go? Well, that's the energy that I'm going to put out there. So thinking about what you're manifesting. All right, so have a brand new deck that I'm really excited about. It's called Elle, She Is. And I won't call this necessarily a goddess deck, although they're beautiful images of goddess women, but it's really just beautiful women standing in their own power. And it's she is. So she is, she regrets, she battles, she who is beautiful, things like that. So let's see what she has to say to us this week regarding the death card. Renee, she who hopes, love, hope, and relationships. So this ties into the fact that I'm picking up a lot on sort of family dynamics here, as well as systems and processes at work. It's relationship, your relationship to the world around you. That is what really needs to be your focus this week. Not so much about focusing on each individual specific experience. It's more like, okay, what part am I playing within this dynamic? This is bigger than me. Yes, I'm involved in it, but it's not always about me. It's about the world at large, or it's about, a number of people. How am I, or where am I teaching? And where am I playing student in this dynamic? She who hopes. When we think about hope, we think about it's a sort of a future forward thinking. Oh, I hope that this will go well. Well, let's talk about that for a second, especially when we were talking about manifestation. The key to manifesting is to act as though it's already happened, to feel it in your belly, to feel it in your gut as though it has already happened, to feel your heart swell with love and emotion, to know that it's already happened. So I challenge you this week to take your hopes and to make them reality in your moment right now, because now is what we have. And that's going to shift all of your relationships. And like I said, what part are you playing in relation to the dynamic of all situations? This is relationships with people. This is relationship to your job, how you are feeling towards your job, how you are feeling towards your particular goals in life, how you are feeling towards yourself. So it's not necessarily about people, it's about places, things, environments, situations, scenarios, and what part do you play? And are you putting your hope out into the future, pie in the sky, or are you saying, I'm going to take that hope and I'm going to channel it and make it work for me today? What can I do in this moment to bring that hope into reality? How am I manifesting that hope within? And I love this card because she's sitting over this beautiful arced bridge. Bridge seems to be coming up a lot lately, and I feel like that's kind of the energy that we're in this week, and just kind of overall the last couple of months. We're bridging the gap from the old to the new. And as a result of that, sometimes it can be a little bit scary. Some of you are on this, so this is a really, really arched bridge. So when you think about it, there's effort climbing up, and then you have to be intentional as you're going down as well. Otherwise, you can fall flat on your face. So there's effort to the arched bridge. Some of you are walking across a nice straight bridge where it's just like, okay, I'm going from one to the other. That's awesome. Tell me your secret. How are you doing it? And other bridges, other people are in the process of building a bridge. So you may have a leap because the bridge isn't connected yet. Think about the part that you're playing in your own life in terms of the bridge. Where are you at on this bridge? What does your bridge look like? Because all of us are releasing the old and stepping into the new. Everybody who's watching this video right now is in that state, in that space. So ask yourself, what does your bridge look like? And that is going to be very telling to how you want to approach things for yourself this week and moving forward, recognizing, oh, this is transition. I'm releasing something old and I'm transitioning into something new. And it's okay to be in that process. It's okay to be in the middle of that. I have a bridge. And this bridge is going to get me where I need to go. And I don't have to worry so much. I just need to be open and aware to the next steps. Is my bridge fully completed? If it is, okay, then you're just paying attention to how you're getting across the bridge. Maybe you're choosing a fun color to paint it, or maybe it's an old bridge that you're building new foundation, replacing old creaking boards. Maybe it's concrete. Maybe you're, building a concrete bridge, a bridgeway to get over that's, never going to fail you anymore, solid. And maybe your bridge is still under repair and not connected yet. Wherever you're at with it, it's better to have the knowledge, because that's going to bring you that hope in the present moment. Knowledge is power, and then you can live in that space of hope. Loving the esoteric messages lately. All right, let's pull a feather. Water. Interesting that we're talking about the bridge, and the death card actually has some water in the base of it as well. So water is all about the realm of emotions, intuition. And what I'm getting right now, actually, it has nothing to do with blue. It's actually the opposite. I'm getting sacral chakra. So sacral chakra is really represented by orange. It's sexuality, sensuality, and creative expression, creative flow. The blue is actually throat chakra, which has to do with creative communication and an expression, a verbal expression of how you're feeling. And sacral chakra is the seat of your emotions. So it's interesting that I'm getting a little bit of both. But what you want to be thinking about is how your emotions are going to support you. And we often feel like we can get swept away with our emotions, or we try to compartmentalize our emotions, shove them away for another time. I won't think about that today. I'll think about that tomorrow. Your challenge this week is not to compartmentalize and not to worry about getting swept away from the emotion. It's about embracing yourself in the emotion and recognizing what it's telling you, the gift that it has for you. And then I'm hearing cleansing. Water is very cleansing. It's very purifying. So don't be afraid of your emotions. Don't be afraid of the change and the transformation that's coming, because you're shifting up the way you're seeing your relationship to the world, and you're bringing that hope into the present moment. And sometimes that requires a cleansing of old emotion in order to make room for the new, and to feel a little more empowered about your emotions, rather than, like I said, being swept away in the emotion and feeling like, oh my God, if I start crying right now, I'm never going to stop. So I just don't want to cry at all. Let yourself cry. You will stop. You absolutely will stop. It's a release. Don't resist it. Step into the water. The water is here to help you and support you. Our emotions are here to help and support us. We have to take more of a conscious and intentional stance around them. You can't control them. but you can control how you're responding to them. And I feel like that's really important this week. So use water. I also feel like just sort of a general message as well that's coming through is drink more water. Make sure that your body is hydrated and moisturized, especially during those times when you're feeling extra emotional, because the water is going to help purify and cleanse and help things to flow through you rather than getting stuck. And when we are going through change and transformation, it is easy for things to get stuck. We tend to want to hang on to the old because we don't know what the new brings. And sometimes the old feels more comfortable, even though it's not healthy for us. So use the water to help you get that stuff out and get things flowing. And in that more creative expression, creative flow, that's the key for you this week. And it's not going to come to fruition fully this week. I feel like, again, we're on a trajectory for whatever reason, and November seems to be taking us on a particular path. So just be aware of that. Don't put any expectation around timing. Just allow yourself to feel what you feel and move through it. All right, guys, that's our reading for the week. Thanks so much for tuning in. If you like what you see here on my YouTube channel, please feel free to like, subscribe, and click the bell. Also, feel free to share some comments about how these readings are helping you, guiding you, maybe giving you a little bit of extra insight and wisdom into navigating your week. Would love to hear some feedback on that. Otherwise, guys, have an awesome week, and we will see you next time. Take care.